Hi guys, this is O-Level Chemistry, paper 12, June 2019, question 31. Which statement about some of the gases present in air is correct? Dry air contains about 78% of oxygen. No, 78% of nitrogen. Methane is produced by the incomplete combustion of fossil fuels. No, carbon monoxide is produced by incomplete combustion of fossil fuels. Sulfur dioxide is released by volcanoes. Yes. The noble gases make up about 5% of dry air. No, they make up about less than 1% of dry air. So the correct option for this question is option C. Question 32. Which treatment process is used to disinfect water? Adding carbon. Adding carbon removes taste and odor from water. Chlorination. Chlorination is used to disinfect water. Desalination. It is the removal of salt. And filtration is to remove organic matter and sand from the water. So the correct option for this question is option B. Question 33. A molecule of compound Q has 3 carbon-carbon single bonds and 10 carbon-hydrogen bonds only. It has no other bonds. Which statement about compound Q is correct? So it has 3 carbon-carbon single bonds. So 1, 2, 3. And it has 10 carbon hydrogen bonds only. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So these are 10 hydrogen attached to the carbon atoms forming 10 carbon hydrogen single bonds. And this is the complete compound. And this compound is butane. Which statement about compound Q is correct? It can be polymerized. No, it is an alkane. Alkenes can be polymerized. It decolorizes bromine water. No, it is an alkane. It has 3 isomers. Butane would have 1 isomer in which we would have 1 carbon atom adding onto the central carbon atom forming 2-methyl propane. Okay, so this is incorrect as well. It reacts with chlorine by substitution. Yes, alkanes in the presence of UV light would react with chlorine or bromine, forming halogenoalkanes, and in the case of chlorine, HCl, in the case of bromine, HBr. So this reaction is substitution. So the correct option for this question is option D. Question 34. Which organic compound requires the least number of moles of oxygen for the complete combustion of 1 mole of the compound? Okay, so we need to find out the number of moles of oxygen. So we will use the general combustion equation to find this. So the general combustion equation is CXHY plus X plus Y upon 4 O2, giving us X CO2 and Y upon 2 H2O. So if we have any oxygen atom present in the reactant, we would subtract half from the X plus Y upon 4 expression, half of a oxygen atom, half of an oxygen molecule. And if we have 2 oxygen atoms present in the reactant, then we would subtract 1 oxygen molecule from the expression X plus Y upon 4. So for A, we've got C3H8O. So X plus Y upon 4 becomes 3 plus 8 upon 4, 3 plus 8 upon 4. 8 upon 4 is 2. 3 plus 2 is 5. And we have one oxygen atom present. So 5 minus half is 4 and a half O2. So this is for option A. For option B, we have C3H7COOH. So this would become C4H8O2. So C4H8. This would become 4 plus 8 upon 4, 8 upon 4 is 2, 4 plus 2 is 6. Now we have two oxygen atoms, so we subtract 1 from 6, we end up with 5O2. In the third case, we've got C3H8 only. So C3H8 gives us 3 plus 8 upon 4. 8 upon 4 is 2. 3 plus 2 gives us 5 moles of oxygen. And in the last case, C4H8, we have 4 plus 8 upon 4. 8 upon 4 is 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6O2. So now we have calculated the moles of oxygen needed for the combustion of each of the given options. And the question has asked us which organic compound requires the least number of moles. So out of these four options, the least number of moles is required by C3H8O, which is compound A, making option A the correct option for this question. Question 35. Which reaction is an addition reaction? Making ethane and ethene from butane. So we are converting 4 carbon hydrocarbon into 2 carbon hydrocarbon. So this process is called cracking, not an addition reaction. Making ethene and hydrogen from butane. Again, smaller fractions from a higher fraction. This is cracking. The manufacture of margarine from vegetable oil. This is addition of hydrogen in the unsaturated vegetable oils in which the double bond is present. So a double bond is converted into single bonds upon addition of hydrogen. Since addition is involved, this is an addition reaction. And the reaction between ethene and oxygen giving carbon dioxide and water, this is combustion. This is not an addition reaction, it is a combustion reaction. So the correct option for this question is option C. Question 36. Two equations involving ethanol are shown. Ethanol and oxygen upon oxidation produces carboxylic acid. So ethanol will be converted into ethanoic acid, which is CH3COOH. And we have glucose fermenting to produce ethanol and carbon dioxide. Okay. Which row is correct? Molecular formula of carboxylic acid in one is, so it is supposed to be CH3COOH. Options A and C have the correct formula. B and D have been eliminated. And it says a catalyst is needed in one only or in two only. So catalyst is not needed for oxidation, whereas yeast as a catalyst is required in the fermentation of glucose. Therefore, the second reaction requires the catalyst, making option C the correct option for this question. Question 37. What is the empirical formula of ethanoic acid? So the chemical formula for ethanoic acid is CH3COOH. So we have 2 carbons, 4 hydrogens, and 2 oxygens present. This is the molecular formula of ethanoic acid. And since all the numbers are multiples of 2, we divide them by 2 and we end up with CH2O as the empirical formula of ethanoic acid. As a result, the correct option for this question is option A. Question 38. Which structure represents propyl methanoate? So we are supposed to locate a an ester. So option A has the COOH group present, which means it is not an ester, it is a carboxylic acid. Option B has the ester bond present. Option C has the ester bond present, and option D also has the ester bond present. Now, the next step is, it says propyl methanoate. That means the part attached to the single bonded oxygen should have 3 carbon atoms, and the part that is attached to the C double bond O group should not have any carbon atoms present, because that C double bond O carbon is the only carbon in methanoic acid from which methanoate is formed. So looking at option B, we have got a hydrogen atom attached to C double bond O, making this part as methanoate, and the part attached to the single bonded oxygen has 3 carbon atoms, making it propyl. In option C, we have got a carbon atom attached to C double bond O, making the acidic part ethanoate, and the alcohol part contains 2 carbon atoms, so this becomes ethyl. In option D, the part attached to the C double bond O contains 3 carbon atoms, making it propanoate, and the part attached to single bonded oxygen contains only 1 carbon atom, making it methyl. So option A is not an ester. Option B is propyl methanoate, which is correct. Option C is ethyl ethanoate, which is incorrect. And option D is methyl propanoate, which is also incorrect. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option B. Question 39. Monomer Z is used to make polychloroethene, and its structure is given. Partial structure of polyfluoroethane. What is monomer Z? Okay, so if we work out the repeat unit, let's start from this end and see where it repeats. Okay, so this is the repeat unit because this is being repeated after this bracket. So if this is the repeat unit, then the monomer of Z would have a double bond between 2 carbon atoms. The carbon on the left will have 2 covalently bonded hydrogen atoms attached to it, and the carbon on the right will have a chlorine and a hydrogen atom covalently bonded to it. So this is the monomer Z, and now we compare this with the structures provided. A and B are automatically incorrect because they do not contain any double bonds. C and D contains double bonds, but C matches the structure that we have drawn, while D has 2 chlorine atoms present, one on each carbon atom, making it incorrect. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option C. Question 40. Terylene, a man-made fiber, is used to make clothing. Which row correctly describes how terylene is manufactured? Okay, terylene is a polyester. So the starting material would be an acid and an alcohol. So options A and B remain while C and D get eliminated. And the type of polymerization. So polyester formation is condensation polymerization. Option A states addition, making it incorrect. Option B states condensation, making it correct. Therefore, option B is the correct option for this question.